Trying to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
All right, we're here.
Maybe.
They're here.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, let's see. We already talked about conventions. Big O Jed had a lighter, and Big Yellow Truck's going to conventions, and cheap taco meals. So, okay, we're done for the night. Good night, everybody.
Really? Tune in next week for more dietary tips. Hello,
Donna.
Donna and Carl.
Good evening, Donna and Carl.
Why do I not see a Carl?
He's there.
Oh, there. Okay. Hi, Carl. I think
shoot.
Carl's in the wrong. Is in a different YouTube channel than Donna.
He is.
Yeah.
I believe
In a
you are. I
different way.
believe they're both in different YouTube channels. Actually.
We're broadcasting to a lot more YouTube channels now. Mainly
Yeah,
because we can't broadcast to the Stupid O'Clock group anymore that we've always been to.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Uh,
So we're broadcasting to the Stupid O'Clock page and can't do anything to the HallowCon group, which is where all our HallowCon people will tune in.
Can you still put the? I mean, it won't obviously be broadcast there, but can you still put the link
Probably.
to share the link?
The YouTube link to like.
StreamYard.
So
People
you
that
can,
use
but in the StreamYard group, there's been a lot of people saying that they've been getting those posts taken down for no
Well,
apparent
look at what
reason.
happened with Mike Jimmy. Well,
Yeah.
you, but that.
The Facebook overlords have spoken, and
They don't like StreamYard.
no, because it's popular.
well, I'm wondering
It
if
works without
if
the live.
Restream is having the same issue.
Yes.
Because I mean, if the announcement from Facebook was all third-party apps are getting removed from groups, then I don't know why they'd want everybody just to utilize their live stream. It's not like it's that great.
They took away the rooms, which sucks.
Well,
Well.
what it did is they think they're trying to keep people on platform, but the problem is if the people come on platform and stream using Facebook's stuff, that's burning up their bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
StreamYard doesn't burn up their bandwidth. It's just a link.
It burns it up some, but not nearly as much.
Yeah.
And I bet it's just because Facebook can't insert ads
Oh
to our
no!
streams.
Oh
Yes.
And yeah, money, money, money.
Uh-huh.
I know Elon Musk has been having a blast with it. Talking about it. He goes, third-party apps can no longer stream to Facebook groups, but you can stream to X.
Yeah.
Wait
Do we
till
have
we
an
get
X?
stream to Discord.
Yeah, you can stream to X, who just in the last 6 months was able to start having the
Yeah.
comments show up on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that neat little thing at the beginning where you can record stuff to do later? You can. It's got a new control board when you come on to stream.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed that.
Also noticed they changed their user icon at the very beginning where it says, "Are you ready to go on the show?" That it's a guy with headphones and a microphone and a mustache. So apparently they're getting with the times.
The mustaches are coming back. Oh, chicka wow wow.
Brown chicken, brown cow. Oh, look, Carl is in this room now.
Oh shit.
He's
Yeah, I
with the
think Donna sent him up a
now.
player.
So yes, it did come up during the pre-show in the background that I will be at Uncon.
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 It's where they drink 7-Up. The Uncola.
Joe, I think I've got the 3D print mastered now.
Nice.
It still looks like a crooked sword.
Wait. Turn it 90 degrees to the long point straight up. Klingons. No, oh wait. It's
Well, no, I was thinking more Menards 2x4.
Yeah, that too. No, actually, what this is the launch.
Mhm.
This is the coming back to land.
Oh, okay.
Somebody actually did a time lapse night shot of a launch,
Mhm.
and seriously, it came out like that.
Okay.
Donna said she was thinking of something else, but this is in the green room.
Yeah, I don't think the gynecologist would use something like that.
You hope.
Shush! I am the only female here. You are not allowed to make those kind of jokes around me because, yeah, you just don't know what it's like.
Or hope the proctologist doesn't use it.
yeah.
Okay, you can make those jokes.
Yeah. We don't make those jokes because it's a pain in the ass. Okay,
Oh, I have such marvelous friends.
Can't take them anywhere.
Except for the Waffle House.
With a friend like me, who needs enemies?
Enemas?
with a friend like Joe who needs enemas. Okay,
To it.
But which Joe?
At this point in time, either or. Could be both.
That's fair.
Next storm is hitting. We got lines.
Oh,
of storm.
we had a nasty storm come through about 3:30 this afternoon. I was on the phone with a coworker, and I was upstairs in recliner. I look out the window, and all of a sudden I notice it's just pouring, raining sideways. Look out the kitchen window, the tree is going nuts. And then 30 seconds later, it's just a straight downpour with like no wind whatsoever.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting all that in the morning.
Must be coming from a different place though, because ours is moving towards Joe. Well, actually, it's moving closer to Chicago town.
our stuff comes up out of like Louisiana and Texas.
Most of the time.
Sometimes we share it with you.
You know, just because it's moving up towards Chicago doesn't mean that lake won't push it back at me.
Blow!
Depending on the mood of Lake Michigan, it either pulls it north and goes around, pushes it farther south and goes around, or it just waylays us.
The weather that really worries me is when it comes from the northwest, comes in from the northwest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when we get the.
That's when our
doozy.
weather's backwards. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's the gift from us.
Of course, in the
Unless
winter.
it's
In the winter,
unless it's July, Canada can keep their damn cold air. Thank you. We
of
could
course,
use it then.
in the wintertime, if Stephanie Osborne says, I've got a couple inches of snow on the ground, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, because it's headed due east.
It's headed this way.
Slightly up. She's just slightly upstream of us. So that's-
Yeah. And yeah, whenever it snows in Huntsville, we get a doozy.
Well, you are at a slightly higher altitude too, so the snow will be thicker and colder.
I'm disappointed. We just got a little dusting, and the pups just weren't old enough to realize this is what we're made for.
You know, about 6 years ago, my mom's husband Barry, he was walking through Ace Hardware. They had a sale on snow sled, and he bought a classic flexible flyer sled because we and hadn't snowed since.
Yeah. I should probably buy a snowplow.
I told him when he bought it, says, you realize if you buy that sled, you will never see snow again for the rest of your life. Okay.
The first year, my neighbor bought a snowblower. We didn't even get enough snow to actually get the thing out.
We had a friend move down. He lived up in Montana, I think it was Montana or Wisconsin, one of them states. And I can't remember where he lived, but he moved down to Chattanooga, brought his snowmobile with him.
For what, a lawn ornament?
Kept it in his garage on a little trailer.
Which is about the only place it's going to be any use.
And every time he'd open his garage, everybody look in there, and a bunch of the neighbor kids were like, "What is that?" Because they thought it was a jet ski. That's we've got a lot of those down here because rivers and everything.
Yeah, because they're useful down here.
Well, folks up in Wisconsin try and use the snowmobiles as jet skis in the spring and summer.
They go skipping.
Isn't there some company that actually started making it's a snowmobile in winter, but you can take that track off and put a water jet on the bottom of it and turn it into a jet ski come.
I don't know, but I'm going to search that right now. I'll let you know here in a second.
Hey, that would be a useful toy.
Exactly.
For
Clan
some
Wars.
reason, Dawn has less than 4 hours.
Clan Wars.
What?
Clan Wars.
Clan Wars. Atlanta has a hockey team.
Yes, and Jamaica has a bobsled team. I mean, I don't understand the logic of this, but
yeah, you know what we call ice hockey in Georgia? Swimming.
Water polo.
Really?
really,
Well, Huntsville has 2 hockey teams.
Okay, but to be fair, they have a lot of rocket scientists that are from places like Germany and Poland, and, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
But yeah,
if anybody can figure out how to keep a stadium cold enough to keep ice on the rink, it'll be Huntsville.
Well, it's while we were there, it was a monster truck rally. I tried so hard to get the picture of my car next to Gravedigger.
They would be real good at that too. The trouble is keeping the trucks on the ground.
And I did.
They actually make trucks that go on ice that race. They've studded tires.
They race motorcycles on ice.
Yeah.
It's called 285 in the wintertime.
And the funny thing is, all the motorcycles are Harley Davidsons because the main places motorcycle races are? Wisconsin. You know it's built in Wisconsin?
Harley's.
Harley's.
Mm,
I have some very bad
Uh,
news. I don't have any ice cream.
No.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
I know.
all
I'm
right,
saying.
go fund me, everybody. Um,
She doesn't have ice cream. We're allowed her on the stream. What the hell? Oh,
You didn't know.
Hey, John, you thinking what I'm thinking?
What?
Time for a fridge raid?
cruelty, cruelty.
Because
Uh,
I just happen to have a pint of ice cream.
I don't have a pint. I have a little cup. I wish they would add the little wooden spoons with them, and I'd just be happy.
You, Mayfield
there's a couple of brands that still
You got to
include the
look in
wooden
the freezer because
spoons.
they'll have like a whole box of the cups, and you'll have a stack of the spoons in a rubber band, and you have to make sure you get your spoons with the rubber band.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I get Bluebell.
all
Carl,
right. So to go back to the
I
jet
don't know
ski
where it's gonna
snowmobile combo.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's not one that I can find where you could remove like the snowmobile portion and turn it into a jet ski.
The tread or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but there is one that there is a jet ski that actually has like the blades on the front, so that as you get up to speed, it brings you up kind of above the water.
Right. The original jet ski was like that. That's why they called it jet ski.
Right.
Yeah.
Now there is, or was, I should say,
Made famous by the James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me.
now there was a one that was called a quad ski. It was available from 2013 to 2016. And it is, let me just present the screen because that's going to be easier.
It was a quad runner that you drove out in the lake, pushed a button, the wheels retracted up, and you kept going with the jet ski.
well, hey, I ain't touching any buttons.
But that's kind of cool.
Produced in Detroit, Michigan from 2013 to 2016. Capable of attaining speeds of 45 miles per hour on both land and water.
Damn.
That's scooting on the water.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's scooting it on the ground too.
They had the 1000 quad ski and the quad ski XL. They're now all sold, and quad ski is no longer available.
Oh.
And for full parts and support, you got to go through Gibbs Amphibians in New Zealand.
I bet they sell pretty good in New Zealand.
Oh, I just had an evil thought.
What?
Imagine a jet ski that when you're tired of being on the lake, it becomes an ultralight and you fly it around to the next lake.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did I hear that one? The line's coming through. It thundered.
No, we didn't hear that. Sorry.
Well, it's still thundering. It hasn't stopped.
I'll be back.
Oh,
What?
sadist.
No.
Yes.
I got a shit. You asked, didn't you? Uh-huh.
10
Go
to
drop
1, you
kids
still
off at
come
the
back
pool
with
and
ice
come
cream.
back.
Probably will.
Yeah.
All right. What do I do? Yeah.
He just evil that way. I will get a phone call tomorrow from a guy at the investment agency about starting to get my retirement checks coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to figure out what all my best options are. I've already worked out how much from this place and how much from that place and how much from Social Security. so that I stay under the $60,000 limit for not having to pay any federal taxes. Retired people can do that in Georgia, apparently. Georgia taxes, that's something else again. I'm probably still going to have to pay them, but oh, Carl, that does not sound the least bit fun.
No. But Thor is visiting me tonight, Donna, and not the green room, Carl, not the green room.
Not the green room, Dawn, not the green room. Oh, yeah,
You're talking about
probably should
money, and
stop
I
while
got-
I'm ahead.
You're talking about money, and I got paid today, so I should probably go through and pay my bills.
Hey, that's always a lack of fun. Nothing like
Now,
getting
as
a
long as you don't
fistful of
have a
money
lack
and then
of
having
funds,
to give it to somebody else.
as long as you don't end up with a lack of funds, you're fine.
mm,
So let's see.
Well, I've once again almost got all of my credit cards paid off to zero balance.
Nice.
Turns out I owe less than $5,000 now. Everything combined. So, throwing money at a problem does help. Unfortunately, Lindsay just applied for 7 more damn credit cards. No, she tried to use her brand new American Express card at one store and they wouldn't take it. And that was 2 weeks ago and I still haven't stopped hearing about it. I mean, it's American Express. It should be everywhere, but no. Don't know why. And we shall see. I'm also looking into whether or not AARP will give me a discount on health insurance to go with my Medicare, which, it's been since February, so I can't, even if I were inclined to go see a doctor about the pain in my neck, which I do mean, however I fell and hurt myself, I'd have to pay cash. So, yeah, why is that? Donna and Carl, some stores don't take MX. American Express is falling out of favor with a lot of stores.
They charge more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they charge the stores for being able to take the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they charge a higher percentage.
Yeah, okay. We got a couple of convenience stores around here that prefer to run your debit card as a credit card because they don't get charged by the bank for that. And
Yeah, they don't get charged by the bank or don't get charged nearly as much.
Yeah, and there's a couple of places that do it in reverse because running it as a debit card is cheaper for them than running it as credit. And I'm going, if it comes out of the bank in 5 minutes, well, what? Y'all work
Bruce
this
said
out.
not one of you is looking at the screen right now except for Joe Dog.
Oh,
I brought you one.
I saw the hand crank going.
Hold
Well,
on,
thanks
son.
for talking, Joe, but I'm sure it'll be a little
There was definitely a Chris Pratt moment there where I saw it suddenly, well, not so, gradually creeping up. I figured you just didn't know how this machine worked.
That's why I hate taking credit cards for HallowCon. But it's increased our attendance
To not take credit
too.
cards?
to take them.
It's a
Well,
catch-22.
We now have one of these.
Ooh.
They are a pain in the butt to keep updated. They nag you and nag you and nag you. You haven't turned it on in 3 months. Well, no, because I haven't been to a convention in 6 months. Not like I'm going to charge myself for something. However, the charger for it really does a number on one of my headlamps that only has the USB-C charger port on it. So it charges it up fully very quickly.
Mhm.
So gives me no excuse to keep from crawling under the house and fix more plumbing.
That's what I like about my new cell phone. It does all that. And I got tap to pay on my cell phone. I don't even need that stuff anymore.
And how much do you pay a month for that cell phone?
Paid for.
And the service?
Is well, I got the family plan. 3 phones is $110
A month?
a month.
I pay $99 a year.
And cell phone?
Yep. It doesn't do all the fancy stuff, but you know, I don't go broke either. Yeah, Carl, we got the fancy square reader. For some reason, I thought that the little bitty plug in the headset headphone jack reader for cards didn't work on anything but iPhones. Maybe that was the way it was a long time ago, but it's changed since then. So
Was
I
there
went
a
ahead and
weird
got the.
noise that just came over everybody's thing?
I heard that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
I didn't hear anything.
During World War II, John Garand, the guy that designed the famous Garand M1 Garand rifle, had to government talked him into going to working with Springfield on producing parts for the rifle and stuff for the war effort. He didn't like Springfield. He didn't want to work for them. Didn't like the company. And didn't like the people that ran it. They didn't like him, but they put aside their differences so that, for the war effort and such like this. And he was having trouble fixing some of their problems. And he didn't like working at Springfield because he couldn't think. He was too busy. He had them put an ice skating rink in the living room of the house that they built him at the Springfield plant. And when he was sitting at his drafting table in his office or whatever, and he couldn't think of a solution to the problem, he'd go home, put on ice skates, and skate around his living room a few hundred times.
Why do I remember that story from somewhere?
It's famous. But here's what's funny. That's one of the most popular attractions at the Springfield Armory Museum is the whole story about John Garand and his ice skating rink that they built him in his living room.
Who was it? The Nobel Prize winner? Some brewery next door just ran him a free pipeline.
He won the Nobel Prize. They ran a line from their brewery to his house to a tap. He had beer on tap for the rest of his life.
But he had to be Irish.
No, German.
Oh.
Austrian, I think. I might be.
That makes it worth studying math. I mean, they could have told me this in grade school, and I'd have got better grades.
Really? See, that's the problem. Schools just don't know how to motivate kids these days. He's got an odd name, too. That's why I can never remember it.
I just heard somebody pop in, but I don't see anybody. Oh, well.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Dawn's talking bad about me.
What?
Okay. Niels Bohr.
Not this time.
Niels Bohr was the Nobel Prize winner that got the free beer in his house. And it was Carlsberg Brewery, I think. Let me see here.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Carlsberg Brewery, which is good beer.
It is.
Oh,
It's
actually,
not-
they gave him the house with the brew line in it. Not just beer line, but the house. They got him. They bought him the house.
Angelina, I'm up in Illinois, central Illinois.
And I'm not.
And I
she
live
asked
in
a
Hicks.
question.
I live in Hickson.
I live in Georgia, not the country.
I'm in Georgia too, but a little further south and much further east than John and Joe Dog.
And unfortunately, Joe did not have the pleasure of meeting you, Angelina, at HallowCon because he decided he needed to be a politician. This Joe right here.
A politician. It's the Parks Board.
Well, I know, I'm just making fun of you. Angelina was down at HallowCon last year, so
And she was delightful company.
yes. Hey, Carl, that thing you sent me, I'm trying to post it on Facebook now, but it looks like it might be too big.
I am so not touching that line.
Nope, not the green room.
The video for my hair.
So
it's a big hair video.
Copenhagen, Denmark. Carlsberg is a Danish.
Oh, I got the bib look.
I'm sorry, but when y'all were talking about I can't post it, it's too big, I kept seeing that nurse video again.
Hello, nurse.
Bachman, you have a question.
Angelina, you are very, very close to both John and Joe Dog.
Joe Bachman, she wants to know if you're coming to HallowCon this year.
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
I was about to answer, and everybody kept talking. I'm going to try to.
Yeah. I thought she was talking to me. I was going to say, no, if I can get away with it.
Oh, bullshit. You couldn't not be at HallowCon if you tried.
I don't think they'd unlock the hotel if Joe Dog didn't show up.
It would be like Joe to get a big name guest and then just
Disappear.
leave it to us. Just not even
Put it right on Chris's shoulders.
Yeah, really. Chris, John, you're in charge now. I'm retiring. Yeah. I think that's the main reason Chris's hair is turning white.
Chris' hair's been white ever since I've known him.
Cause and effect. Oh, it's no problem putting up with Nathan. Really. He's a sweet man.
Oh, well, Angelina, just so you know, the end of the month, there's going to be a bunch of people hanging out at the hotel. A bunch of pirates.
Uncon. And I'm going to be there. Really, I'm going to be at Uncon. And you know what, Nathan? I have to admit that little thing that we had going on of the whole "I'm going to get you, sucker." That was fun the whole weekend after Punkin' Chunkin'. Oh, Carl is asking that we send Angelina the link to the room that they're in, or the room this.
Oh
Hold
yeah,
on, I'll send that to you, Angelina. Give me 1 second here.
whichever YouTube room that yeah, because she's obviously in the other one. Ow. Ah.
I shall return. I'm out of ice cream. But seriously, this time I do gotta go shit.
Why does Joe Dog have to threaten us with coming back?
Because it's his
I-
damn show.
I sent the link, Angelina, via Messenger of the YouTube channel that Donna and Carl are hanging out in. Easy for me to say. I was having trouble with words last night, wasn't I, Joe?
Just a little bit.
And you don't even drink.
I know. Hey, Carl, I think it posted. The thing you sent me that was too big.
UPS charges extra over large packages.
Yeah. Well, I have another order from Josh.
Oh.
For a sign.
Hey.
The
Weather Josh? Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. He's been busy again today too, because Texas was getting hit with weather, and then we kind of got hit with weather. So he was watching the storm. So he was watching out for us. And
Paul's
Paul.
sitting in on my YouTube channel, working on stuff and listening to us. Oh, good grief. And Carl's big thing is now on Facebook, which
Not the green
pleases him
room?
to no
Not
end.
the green room. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ordering 2 different sizes of signs because what he's wanting me to do, he's wanting it on the same size sign that I did your guys' signs on, Dan.
Uh-huh.
And I think it'd be too small because that's only a 4-inch tall sign.
So you need bigger wood.
Yeah. Need wider wood.
Green room? Not the green room.
You people are sick-minded. Every time something is said, you've got to switch it around. Not that I'm not throwing out the lines to make you do that, but
Oh, I'm glad I can self-edit.
I gave up on that a long time ago.
Did the hand reach through and pull your hair from behind?
No, I just hit myself in my face with my ponytail.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. It just looked like Ted snuck up on you and yanked your hair from behind the curtain. Hello, Thesis.
Hey, Thesis.
I was messing with it off camera down here, and it just went bing.
That's why they don't let you play with those things in school.
Hair bands?
Rubber bands, hair bands, cheerleaders. Name your poison. What happens on the band bus stays on the band bus.
So yeah, I might do a stream this weekend doing the burn for Josh, since I have a town meeting Wednesday night. Which, Dawn, if you want to do what we were talking about earlier today on Wednesday
Well,
night,
is the missus going to be is the missus going to be hooking that night?
out on 94, yes. Oh, it's not like I said the corner of 5th and Broadway, which only Richie would get that reference, but
But I'm just saying, I did not ask. I said if she crochets while she's working. Is that what you're saying?
actually sometimes she does.
Oh, okay. So she possibly could be hooking on 94.
Yeah.
And thank you, Carl. I appreciate that.
Well, hold
Every
on here.
little bit helps.
Hold on here. Hold on here.
Probably about time I finished another album here. I think I got half of one in the can. Might have to lengthen a few things, but
That's what she said.
believe me, with the right inspiration.
See, I'm gonna have to start creating more brands on my StreamYard account so I can hold all your music. Because I can only upload 100 items to one single brand.
Then again, you could probably just get an audio mixer and hook it up.
That sounds too much like work.
Only until you get it right.
I could go through OBS.
Yeah. I mean, OBS would let you throw bukus of stuff in there. Now that I've finally gotten the hang of where does the volume have to be set while I'm trying to talk over my music? Yeah.
Yeah, I would just stream through. I would use OBS as my camera and sound, and then still stream through StreamYard, and then still have this camera set up as the overhead shot.
Works for Carl.
But there again, it also sounds a lot like work. That, and I would have to figure out how to separate just the audio for that particular program, which I know is possible. I just got to sit down and play with it. Carl, idea for your next book. You did a book on Audacity, do one on OBS. I don't know about anybody else, but I just felt that dirty look through the internet.
Carl might actually enjoy that.
He's such a masochist. Angelina, I'm the only one that I know of from this group that's going to be there. But you know, Joe Dog can make an appearance.
Yeah.
Now that they know that I'm going to be there.
I can't think of a better reason to attend. Too bad it's a 3-hour drive.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I won tickets in when I was down in HallowCon, and I didn't know I was going to actually do this, and then it just kind of came up and worked out. So,
hey, if I weren't so damn old, it'd be worthwhile.
And yes, I'm making more work for you, Carl.
And me.
I am not the only one. There are several people saying you need to do this.
Okay, so somehow somebody has a wild hair up their ass that they said that I need to have my own show, an interview show.
That would be popular.
I'm not that good.
Oh,
yes, you
are.
Dawn, you basically run 2 of my shows.
I know, and sometimes I feel like I a lot of times, Joe, after the fact, I feel like I've just taken control of your shows, and they're supposed to be your shows, and I feel like I've been making it the Dawn Hour.
No, you basically you handle, because I can't look at the screen when I'm doing stuff.
Right, but you know.
you outside of I'm the one that like picks the music, picks the ads and plays the opening and outro. You essentially do the rest.
Well,
The
like
rest
I said,
of the time, you're just inhaling acetone.
and smoke.
I got the good stuff.
Another quart.
And guess what? It's flammable.
Right? Oh, I got
Now,
another full one over here still.
just make sure you don't put that in your vape. That
So
would be horrible.
I've actually only got this much left in this bottle.
Because you heard about how that all came up, right, Dan and John?
I believe I was there at the time. Yeah.
I don't know if you were, John, but I was like, gee, how long do you let it dry between putting it on? Because he uses the acetone to transfer the picture. And I go, well, how long do you let it dry so that you don't, because it's flammable? He's like, it's flammable?
I didn't know acetone was flammable.
Okay, I realized what I just said to John, and knowing what John's past is like, he's going, huh?
Oh, John could teach you a few things about serious putty you've never heard of before.
Oh, just so you know, Joe, C4 is flammable.
That one I kind of assumed.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
which is the one that can be used as an emergency medication if somebody's having a heart attack? Is that C4 or is that
Nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
okay?
Anything with nitroglycerin in it.
Yeah, I never read the back of the bottle where it says danger extremely flammable in the nice big bold print. I'm normally grabbing it and seeing that it's nail polish remover.
And it's,
Yeah, this is how we know you never painted your nails before in your life.
if you go to the hardware store and buy a gallon of acetone, okay, it's like $30 for a whole gallon. You can go to Sally's Beauty Supply and get, what is that, a quarter pint? How many ounces is that, Joe?
Like 8 ounces.
Is that an 8 ounce bottle, or is that
in a pint?
You can get that for $3.
I was saying I get this 16-ounce bottle for like $3.
Yeah, exactly.
Walmart.
Hey,
You can get it cheaper at Sally's Beauty Supply, just so you know.
Keep that in mind, actually. I am not opposed to walking into a beauty store to get my stuff for wood burning.
Yep. First of all, they have hair clippers, needless to say. Two, they have chemicals like high quality hydrogen peroxide,
50% hydrogen peroxide.
Acetone, and they have these manicure nail files.
Emery boards.
Yeah, well, no, it's not just the emery board. Some of them have silk on the backside. Or
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And what's nice, you can use those for metalworking because them suckers will put a polish on metal like you wouldn't believe.
I could see that. But one thing I did learn with using the acetone to transfer the design to the wood, it has to be regular acetone. It cannot be the scented acetone.
Right. You want straight acetone.
It does not work nearly as
Uh-oh.
well.
oh, we got a rocket scientist with us.
Zachy!
Hey, Zach.
Zach.
No, we have not seen you in a while. What have you been doing?
It's green room, John. You would have seen
o'clock
him.
in England.
You were in England.
Still in England.
Still,
It's what time?
It's 2:49 in the morning.
That's stupid o'clock.
Yeah, and you can thank SpaceX for the reason why I'm still awake.
Okay.
What are they doing? What?
Supposedly launching a Starlink, but they've already delayed it 3 times in the last hour.
Ah, okay.
Out of
If you're
And
gonna
Florida,
if they
or-
want, they can delay it all the way till 6 a.m.
oh boy.
Yeah.
And the
This
U.S.
why
is
you
getting
make the
some
big
crap
bucks,
weather.
Zachy.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
out of Florida or Vandenberg.
Florida.
Oh, Zach, check
See.
this out in the background.
I see it. I want it.
Now you know what that is in the front.
The X or the other thing?
The other thing. Well, both of them together.
I like the X. What's the other thing?
It's a dragon. That's my SpaceX dragon.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
The thunder got loud. Sorry.
he's been waiting all week to pull that joke on Zach. That's
He made the damn thing to pull that joke on Zach.
Yeah.
See y'all in another 3 months. No.
That'll give
We
Joe
don't
Dog
blame you.
a chance to print you off a helmet.
Zach, you can't ignore me for that long, and you know it.
oh,
I can't.
Speaking
What,
of-
if I do, you change your hair.
Oh, do you like it?
It was fun. I just watched the video.
Now, Zach, do you like this?
Well, depends. It's 2:51 in the morning, so right now, no. But the print, yeah.
Would you want one on your desk or on your shelves?
Yes.
Okay, I can do it twice this size or 3 times.
Big enough to show up on camera.
I have to think about that because I might order.
three times the size would be what, 15 inches long?
Is that in American inches?
No, they're British inches.
Technically, he is correct. Okay.
Hold on, let me find it.
Oh, hey, Zach. Is Canada, do they use imperial measurements or metric or both?
Good question. Next question.
Because I know their signs have to have French as the predominant language.
Everything has to have both.
Yes. But French comes first for some reason.
In Quebec.
In
In
Quebec. Okay.
Yeah. Everywhere else, it's English first.
Okay.
But in Quebec, yeah, they have, for some reason, they were allowed to pass a law that says in Quebec they could make French the first language and English the second, which is again opposite to the federal law, which says English is first and French is second.
Hey, at least y'all have
Welcome
one.
to the People's Republic of Quebec.
The United States does not have an official language.
Spanish.
Don't laugh. There have been bills proposed.
Cherokee. It's the only one that was invented here.
Well,
Well, I mean, there's so many things I want to say, but this is recorded.
Like that's ever stopped the rest of us. Well, actually, it has.
I still need to get my security clearance.
Mm.
Yeah, don't say anything, Zach.
Evidence is a thing.
two ladies
Yes.
already here.
Oh, Angelina has just installed Munzie on her phone.
Oh, I need to do that one day.
The Empire of Coral is getting larger.
I was gonna say, is Munzie over here?
Yeah, Munsie's worldwide.
Yeah.
Because everything over here is small, and I'm gonna be touring a lot in the next few weeks. So
Yeah, Munsie's worldwide because
Oh, yeah.
Carl's had people buy his books all over the world.
In Europe, with all the train stations, there's probably Munzie all over the place.
yeah, well, because I'm gonna be on the train.
And in Europe, you don't have
Saturday.
to worry about Joe Dog having put up a Rickroll code somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just called me a bad name.
Who called you
Joe,
that?
you're muted.
Hmm?
Is he talking to us or is he on the phone?
You're muted, Joe Dog.
You're muted, Joe.
Your
No
mic
dog.
broke, Joe.
He's talking to Alexa. I just read his lips.
Something fried pickles.
That might have been pickled eggs.
Oh, Lord.
Better not be.
Pickles!
Yes, John, that would be about 15 inches. I had to pull it up. I had to run it through my slicer real quick.
Oh, Donna, I've munsied in England. Zach, Munsey's everywhere. So yes, okay. Well, it's downloading.
I believe it is, Joe.
Ah, shit.
It's a good thing she didn't hear what you just said about her.
I'm too sore right now. I just got this going up. I'm too sore right now.
Fine.
I speak Southern. I understood that.
Oh, son of a Bisquick eating bulldog.
That's a new one.
Donna has Munsies in Germany and Amsterdam. Nice.
Cool. Well, this trip I can add England, possibly Scotland, and maybe Spain. But in the fall, there's going to be a lot. Because Germany, Italy, there might be now a surprise trip to India that we weren't expecting. Which would be
that would be interesting.
You're going to India. Is this space related or something else?
Yeah, we got an email.
No, he just wants some really good curry.
Well, after being here, yes, I'm addicted to curry now, and beans. But no, we got an email from a communications company that works for the Indian Space Agency.
Nice.
The only issue with it overlaps the conference in Milan.
Ooh.
Does it interfere with HallowCon?
Yes.
No, we're done. Nope.
You're done.
No, I don't know. It doesn't. It's the week before.
Beans and curry.
Yes.
Beans on toast and curry. 2 different meals.
Oh, I thought beans and curry together. I'm like,
no, there is. We had curry beans tonight with an omelet.
Oh,
yeah,
and egg.
They make
so you made an omelet, and the omelet had spring onion, jalapeno, cheese, and tomato, and then beside it you had curry eggs, or curry beans. Excuse me.
Curry eggs. I've never heard of that. Hey, Joe, there's an idea for HallowCon.
Yeah, there's an idea to get me banned, but from another Geneva violation.
John, that deserves the Viv.
Just remember, Joe Dog, it's not a war crime the first time.
Come to Canada, then it never is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys are the reasons why we have the Geneva Convention.
Oh, Zach, nice haircut, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was going to say, you got your hair.
And if I may, this is probably for Angelina. That is the
Munsey guide.
The Munsey guide, and Angelina, it is free. So
Zach,
even free for you, Zach.
Gracias. I literally just downloaded it, and it's taking me through the tutorial. Oh
Joe,
my God, so many pop-ups.
Joe, when you said it's only a war crime, it's not a war crime the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the story that Ray Abraham told about the T-Rex race car that they built for Jeff Gordon for the All-Star race.
Go on.
They called it the gray car because everything was right in the gray area, on the edge of the gray area of the rules book.
Oh, I'm screwed.
They,
I'm in the middle of that.
Yeah.
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 That's a good thing.
And Joe, they raced the car in the All-Star race, and Bill France Jr. calls Ray Abraham to the holler and says, Bill Jr. needs to see you in the holler. He's thinking, okay, well, that's cool, because this car actually ran a second faster than everybody else.
Oh, Zach, your eye would do
Okay.
those
He
dark.
goes-
The screens on your eyes. It looks funny. I'm just saying.
He gets into the office, Bill France's office on the trailer, and he's smoking the Winston cigarettes and goes, you need to pick up that phone and you need to call Mr. Hendrick and tell him that car is illegal. You can't run it ever again. He goes, that car is not illegal. It's through it's all the inspections passed. It's everything on it's legal. And he says, it won't be in the morning. He found so many advantages with that car.
Now I want one.
Okay, so Zach and Angelina, what are your usernames?
Private chat.
That presupposes both of them have gotten far enough to pick handles.
I'm already level 2.
Just from the hotel room.
There was something 4 doors down.
Oh, what was it?
Did you see the
Chattanooga
QR
Choo
code I
Choo,
sent you?
the Chattanooga Choo Choo Hotel, when people there were playing Munzie? It's like they would, turn on their phone and be like, bing, 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 because there was like Munzie stickers all over the Choo Choo. So,
Premium account. No, you don't get my money. Rude.
There we go. Do we need to post Angelina's comment? Is that supposed to be public, or should we just keep it in the chat? Or
Where'd that come from? Is this
The
yours?
store?
You're welcome, Dawn. You're welcome, Dawn. Now you need to break your finger.
Honestly, it was some that he got that he decided he didn't like that was in the back of the freezer.
oh, I thought he still had his pants on, so he went to the store because you didn't have any.
No, he remembered there was some in the back of the freezer he didn't like, but he didn't tell me he didn't like it, so that's why he.
All right. Angelina says it's public. We can, if there we go. Everybody on Munzie, add that handle.
Everybody is Lindsay fighting.
One person is from your YouTube page.
Really?
Yeah, there were 2, but I guess they said fuck this and left.
Stacy.
Oh, for my YouTube page. Okay, for a minute there, I was thinking Facebook. I'm sorry.
I totally missed Blade's comment saying wanted to do something, say something, share something. I don't know. If you're still here, sorry. Yes. Wait, what's yours, Don? Is it in the chat?
Don's isn't in the chat.
Dawn's is D, not B.
My username is Squeals with a Z.
Dan got it.
What did you say, Joe Dog?
Nothing.
Nothing that you can prove.
Yeah, I can. This is recorded.
For now.
Yeah, but you'd have to put up with all of us for this long to be able to get the clue.
904.
let's just say it was complimentary.
Yeah, it was complimentary.
From a certain point of view, or it was.
Well, it's something I'd never contemplated before, but now I'm excited.
We'll see how active some of these are, because the one that's closest to me, that's 3,600 feet away, hasn't been seen since February 2019. And it was
Oh, hell,
deployed
the ones
in
around
December
here,
2016.
Yeah, I know, me too, Carl. Let me know if you run back now.
Why are these at people's houses?
Because that way they don't have to leave home.
So the square ones are ones that you have to go and actually scan the little QR code. The round ones are virtuals.
So you just have to drive by.
Have to be
You have
within
to-
X amount of feet.
Within 300
Oh.
feet.
Oh,
400 feet? Yeah, okay.
300.
you're not going for a drive.
300. Going for a drive.
It varies. Like the MSS, you have to be within 150 feet of them.
Headed out on a drive at 3 o'clock in the morning in England. And just what are you chaps up to today?
I can't remember which side of the road Canadians drive on. I mean, seriously, this might be life-threatening. I'm not going to drive in England.
There,
Is that what you said? Dawn is not D, or Dawn is D, not B.
Yeah.
I was at the grocery store the other day, and a Jeep pulled in behind me, and something caught my attention around it. I turned around. It was a British Jeep. Had the steering wheel on the right-hand side.
On the right-hand side, yeah.
They call those mail trucks.
No. This was a modern Jeep,
Mail trucks.
not a 70-year-old Jeep.
Mail trucks.
Jeep don't make mail trucks anymore.
Yeah. The Cherokees were converted to rural.
This was like a 2023 Jeep. Okay. It was,
I think it was Lockheed Martin that made most of the most frequently
Grumman.
used mail trucks.
Grumman made the
Grumman.
body, and it was on a modified Chevy S10 truck bed.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you see someone driving one personally, it was not ever a mail truck. Grumman built a set amount according to the contract. Post office only took so many, so there was like 1,000 that weren't ever claimed by the post office.
Get some rest, Angelina, and we'll probably see you later at Last Man Standing. So hopefully that shot helps.
and Zach, did you see Bladed's, or Joe Dog also? Did you see Bladed's comment?
Yes. Jealous.
I figured
when
that's
Zach
what the face was for.
Oh, I was going to ask. I was talking to Joe earlier about his helmet that he made, and we were talking about making a faceplate for it. And
Ooh, do they make transparent filaments?
apparently they do, but what was Joe was telling me, but they don't make optically clear plastic. So
Oh.
And I've got a line on 2 clear and 1 tinted.
See, mine is literally just a piece of plastic that they heated up and put in it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And I've also can get a mirrored one, but I'm not going to pay $150 for a mirrored faceplate.
No.
And that one will be painted black, and the gray will be painted white. I ran out of white filament.
hey Joe, I got an idea.
What?
Have you ever seen the music group Dead Mouse?
No.
Okay. Look up Dead Mouse and make you a faceplate for that helmet in the Dead Mouse style. And if you saw the new Tron movie, was it Tron Legacy? Okay. They were the DJs in Tron. They did the soundtrack for Tron Legacy.
Oh, okay.
And what I love was they were in the dance club, and Deadmau5 was DJing the dance, and the fight broke out. So they changed the music to some really kicking fight music.
Now, Bladed, was he working there? Well, he said he got laid off and moved away, so he probably wasn't there when the incident occurred at the thiocol plant. Do you remember that one, Dan?
Yes, but you go ahead and tell the story because you'll be much better at it than me.
Well, let's just say it registered like a 5 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, I think I posted that not too long ago, actually.
And only one person got killed.
Which was amazing considering the size of the blast.
Yeah. It was, didn't they say it was equivalent to Hiroshima? Or
No, it wasn't that bad. But
I don't know, a 5 on the Richter scale is a pretty good punch.
That's a Tuesday in California.
Well, it cracked windows
they
in
actually have a
Vegas.
time of day listed to that in California. It doesn't have to be Tuesday. Like 5 p.m.
Yeah, the blast actually blew out windows in Vegas.
Shoot.
Oh, Paul says it's Daft Punk on Tron.
Daft Punk, my bad. Okay.
Okay.
I was just thinking it was Deadmau5 or something.
Okay, cool. And I was looking at, talking about explosions, I was looking at what would happen if the asteroid Apophis hits in 2036, 42, 49, or 57. And if it hits just right, you could take out an area the size of Utah.
Well,
Just
we
in
get
the-
Foxy and Thesis out of there, and Donnie and Marie.
Luckily, the
And,
planet's 70% water, and we'll know roughly where it's going to re-enter, ahead of it. But you wonder why everyone's working on asteroid deflection technology.
You were talking about the Earth's what? 80% water, something like that?
72 or something like that.
72, 73, something like that.
And not a bit of it's carbonated.
Actually, yes.
Well, in the main...
Not naturally.
No, naturally carbonated water. There is naturally carbonated water.
But not out in, the 80% of the ocean. No. 72% of the ocean. Which proves one thing. The world's flat.
Yeah, see yourself out on that one, Joe Dog.
And Zach, I do have, hopefully within the next year and a half, there should be a novel that I wrote about that very thing.
Ooh, exciting.
And how to prevent it.
Ooh. You might want to hurry up and get it out sooner. NASA might fund it.
Hey.
I mean, NASA lately has been like Netflix. Hello, you have a pilot? NASA's like, hello, have a grant.
Oh, what was it? Michael J. Straczynski that did Babylon 5 designed that fighter, the Star Fury. And it is actually one of the few space fighter designs that's feasible, could work in space. And so NASA said, we're interested in using your design. And he says, you can use it on one condition. If you ever build something from it, you got to call it a Star Fury. So,
I mean, I would have said, let me have a ride. Name it whatever you want. Give me a ride. But okay, each their own.
Well, they didn't. I think when that happened, they didn't have any rides.
We have the perfect asteroid deflection system. Once we get Starship online, how many solid rocket booster sections can you fit inside the Starship?
A lot, but I don't know the weight. I'd have to look that up. But a fair chunk.
You wouldn't really need
You just use Starship and go dock to it and push.
Yeah. They're talking about mining asteroids. Might as well get started with Apophis.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
I covered all of this in the novel.
Yeah, NASA realized the flyby that's happening in it's either 27 or 29, that they should have probably started talking about it 10 years ago, is what we're wanting to do, because it is coming as close as our geostationary satellites.
So it's going to be coming between us and the moon.
Easy.
By about 98%.
Oh, so
it's gonna... you'll see it naked eye in the sky.
Oh, so we'll actually
you might hear it. It's that close.
People will be, yeah. Pull your, not financial advice, pull your stocks the day before.
Yeah. So
and by
Earth gravity could sling it and either sling it into an orbit to hit us or throw it clean out of the solar system.
Probably
depends on which way it goes through that keyhole orbit. Yes.
From what I've understood, they do not believe this pass will determine when it will hit, not when it will go away. It's a guaranteed we will have a hit with this pass. It's just when. But they don't want people to know that, because we don't want Armageddon the movie to be real and everyone freak out and panic.
Yeah, Bruce Willis is retired, and so are all the damn space shuttles.
I mean, we could pull them out of the museums.
I actually covered that in the novel too.
Yeah, well, Stephanie would tell you some heartbreaking thing about when the shuttles went to the museum. A lot of the electronics they pulled out was with wire cutters.
Zoom tight, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't come through on the microphone, did it?
No, I just saw so I figured I knew what happened.
They could build a Sea Dragon.
Who's asking, NASA or SpaceX?
Whoever's listening.
India. Honestly, India. If what NASA has done in its entire history, India will do and surpass in the next 10 years. At the rate they're going, it's absolutely insane. 5 years ago, they didn't really have a space program. They're getting ready for crewed test flights in the next year. And their hope is moon landing by 2030 with their own rocket and their own lander. They might beat NASA.
Oh, that would be so cool if they could set up a curry stand next to the Dollar General store.
In the Golden Pantry. Or in the Golden Pantry.
If Dollar General store would fund a rocket landing on the moon, they could name the asteroid Clover Valley. Clover Valley is Dollar General store's store brand. Everything you go in there.
Would you want that on the moon or on Mars, though?
Huh?
Would you want that on the moon or on Mars where people can actually visit it?
Yeah, I think they were already building one on Mars.
I think there's already 24 of them on the moon. They're just still trying to get the one on Mars.
Well, if they're doing one on Mars, can you ask them to send the sample returns back from Perseverance? NASA ran out of money. Yeah, NASA's having some.
I would love to see Elon Musk build a Mars rover just for going around picking up all those samples and bringing them back.
They're submitting a bid right now.
Yeah.
NASA this week literally said, we can't afford to bring the samples back.
Elon says, you want me to go get them?
All right, I'll go get them.
And NASA says, well, we've got 50 or 60 samples on the surface. We're only asking you to bring home 10. Elon said, hold my beer. Okay, you two, get on. Go.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Okay, other thing. Elon Musk was talking about helping with the Hubble Space Telescope.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever came of that. Do we know?
They're still because NASA is government funded, it had to be put into a contract bid system, and it's going through all the hoops and valleys to get government funded. Even though it was going to be free for NASA to do, they legally have to allow other companies to bid. So I think 3 other companies bid, and now it's going.
How can you bid better than free? What you
Welcome
pay
to the United States
pay
government.
NASA to give you permission to go do it?
Well, I'm trying to remember what the number is, but I did an article. We are getting our website back up. It's in a soft launch now. But I did an article this week that NASA came out and have legitimately put out a website to the public saying, here are 180 programs / missions we are currently working on. Which ones do you care about? We can't fund them. And everyone's like, what do you mean 180? And we're like, how many can you fund? They haven't given a number, but the thought is they can fund in the singular digits.
If I run for president or emperor of the United States, whichever comes first, I'm going to put out several lotteries. One for the National Park Service, so that the money, goes into the National Park Service budget. One for war memorials, so that they fund the war memorials, especially the battleships and aircraft carriers. Those things I think take, if I remember correctly, it was like $35 million in maintenance every 25 years.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. To keep one of those things as a museum is just insanely expensive. Have a lottery to fund that, and NASA have a lottery to help fund NASA.
It's funny. I saw someone write an article about it this week that it's something I've said for years. NASA needs, and shockingly, NASA's actually starting to do it. NASA needs to stop touching rockets, and in a way, they need to stop touching missions. They need to focus on science. It's what they're good at. Focus on doing telescopes and things like Hubble and X-ray things. And
what are we going to replace Arecibo with? That's what they need to focus on.
They need to stop worrying about space stations and lunar landers and all of that. I mean, and that's what they're going to, is just booking a ride now. I mean, they're basically using Uber space.
I had to pick something up off the floor, and the floor's a long ways down there.
Yeah. I've reached that age too, Don. I look at stuff that I drop in the floor and say, can I live without it?
They make these things you buy at the store. You fold them out, and it's got a little grabber claw on it that's a trigger, and you don't have to.
Well, that requires effort of going to the damn store and getting it.
Actually, Joe, you could probably order it from Walmart.
Well, it looks like SpaceX might try to launch, guess what? More Starlinks. So I will try to be back before the end of the show.
When are they going?
Becky, it was nice seeing you. Enjoy.
12 minutes.
If you have questions,
okay. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Appreciate it. We'll see y'all soon.
Okay. And
Zacky's
try
not
and
back.
get some damn sleep. Can't believe he's up at 3 a.m. in the UK? Somewhere around in there. I'm not pulling up my little world clock program yet.
You said 2 something earlier. So.
Earlier, yeah, but
like
time has passed
3:23 now.
since then.
What part of England's he in? Does anybody know? Was that London?
From the map, it looked like London, but it
I would expect to see more Munsies in London.
It could have been any of the major metropolitan centers. I've walked around London. I've walked around Bristol.
It is 3:24 a.m. in England. They are UTC +1.
There are a lot of places that I have been. I would like to revisit, but something about the 11-hour airplane ride and the $5,000 to get there and back kind of puts me off. You know how many times I could go to HallowCon on that budget?
You can come to Uncon even.
Dan, you've got a car to come to Uncon now.
Who is that?
What?
It's got to be,
Bling.
it's got to be Joe Dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta be Joe Dog.
Where'd it go? Lost it.
Oh, Joe Dog, you lost it long ago.
Did Joe Dog have it to begin with?
I'm sorry, but he had to give it to Donna. He couldn't handle it.
That's what she said.
Not the green room. Not the green room.
Okay, I'll give you that one. That one was a little too green roomy. But like talking about a taco for an hour and a half. By the way, Carl, thanks. I got the munsies.
That just sounded wrong on so many levels.
and this is just for Uncle Carl.
I mean, she just said, "Great, thanks, Uncle Carl. I got the munsies." Like, do we really want the munsies? Because evidently they're contagious.
A vaccine for that yet?
He sent me munsies, physical munsies that I could use, and decided that he didn't want them just floating around in an envelope by themselves. So he printed off the Eat Don's Taco logo and sent that with the munsies.
You know, when I was a kid, we used to play cooties on the playground at school, and you had to get your cootie shot, or you got the cooties, and you had to. Yeah, it's kind of like a game of tag, really, but much more efficient. Yeah. Yes.
Oh no, people just got Dawn cooties. If they touched my desk or anything around me, they got Dawn cooties, and it was a big thing. Yeah, and then that went into Dawn AIDS.
Oh,
There's Paul.
Ah,
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
John Paul, got John Paul, Joe, and Ringo.
Where's George?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Okay, that is kind of scary.
What?
John, Paul, Joe, and
Ringo. Who gets to be Ringo?
that's why I was just gonna assume. Not me. I mean, his wife is hot and everything, but no, not me.
Barbara Bach?
Mm-hmm.
Who is he married to? I forgot.
Barbara Bach.
Barbara Bach. That's right. Okay.
They've been married for like 2 years.
I might be the only
Paul,
one here
you're
that
coming
can
in
even.
really soft.
Oh,
That's
what she
pretty
said.
Oh, almost distant.
Hang on a minute. I'll check his sound. Yeah. Oop, wrong button.
I might be the only one here that's ever attempted to play the drums. I'm not sure.
I attempted in 5th grade and then took up trombone.
Yeah, his mic was turned up 200%. We should be hearing Paul just fine. So whatever it is on his end.
I upgraded my MacBook Air to a Pro, and I probably need to figure out where the settings are.
Okay, now you're sounding more clear.
You get close to
that
it, you're okay. Yeah, now we hear
Yeah.
you pretty.
Well, I'm leaning into it now.
Yeah.
That helped.
So you're using the integrated microphone then?
Correct.
Beatles. We're talking Beatles. I know you're going monkeys, but you know.
Some people say we munsey around.
Oh, now that
This
makes
is
me
why I
wanna
don't
look
go to
into
more
an Urban
cons.
Dictionary.
Take the last train to... Never mind.
Urban Dictionary.
Let's see.
You're going to add that to the Urban Dictionary?
Well, no, I want to see if there's something in there already.
Picking me up.
Oh, there's nothing in there for Munsey.
What, Don?
That.
Sorry, try to apologize better. Yeah,
level is much higher with the pods. And now,
Who threw this up and why?
I don't know.
I don't have the means to throw up.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Take it down.
I was going to say, there's only 3 people with ops, and they're all in the top row.
Yeah, and I don't. The only screen Joe Dog's got live here to share is SpaceX, so he's obviously using OBS.
Now, Joe, did you actually run IndyCon or whatever? Were you the showrunner for that?
Nick was.
Nick was.
Yes.
Dan and John will understand this.
So I kind of understand that because I ran when I worked at NDOT as IT manager.
Yeah.
I had to run the sound and projector and everything for the leadership conference every year. And they ended up, actually, when I went back to construction, I'm sitting in my field office one day and my phone starts ringing. I look down and it's the construction director, which I've known him for years. We meet up for lunch and stuff. So I answer. I'm like, "Hey, John, what's going on?" "Oh, not much. I've got a question for you. Or rather, we have a question for you." "Who's we?" "Well, I'm sitting here with Sarah, Sarah Ford, Sarah Shaw," and he starts listing off every single director at LaPorte District. Now, mind you, this is the second project I've ran by myself as a project supervisor at this point, and I'm going through my head going, well, that's technical services, that's logistics, that's finance, that's HR, communications, maintenance. How badly did I fuck this project up that you have every director in a meeting right now?
And what did you do?
Didn't do anything. They wanted to know if I would run the sound system and everything for the leadership conference again. Now, mind you, I wasn't IT anymore. That should have fallen under the guy who replaced me.
But they wanted somebody that actually knew what they were doing.
They wanted competency.
So, yeah. The logistics director was my last boss when I was IT. I could not stand her. She was the reason why I went back to construction, which actually works out because now I'm making far more money than I ever would have at NDOT. But anyway,
you digress.
Yeah. I was kind of hemming and hawing about it, and I'm like, well, Keith should be able to run all that and get the new system because they order a whole new sound system and whole shebang. And I go, well, Keith should be able to run that. He said he's had experience with that, and finally, the logistics director goes, well, we're not sure what his actual level of competency is with that. And this is the first year that the deputy commissioner is leaving it to us to do all the presentations. And we'd like to make sure it goes off without a hitch. Oh. You had to grovel. I accept.
Go away.
And then this is how useless this man was. We met up the day before down at where we were having the everything at. Mind you, I had been at the district office the week prior getting the whole sound system set up, make sure everything actually worked out of the box. Literally right down the hall from where his office was. And he never once came down to check to see what the setup was. Day before the event, we go down, get some measurements, figure out where we're spacing speakers at, running wires, shit like that. And I told him, Matt and I will be down here at 6 a.m. be here at that time with the additional cord, the extra cords and equipment in case something, decides to just screw up in transport. At 7:55, 5 minutes before the conference starts, he comes in. Now, mind you, I have everything set up. I got music playing. I got classic rock playing across the speakers. He comes up to me. He's like, what do you need help with? I'm like, nothing. It's 5 minutes before we start. What do you mean, what do I need help with? It's all done.
You tell me, get them.
Well, where do you want me to sit at? I don't care where you sit, as long as it's not that chair in front of the soundboard, the laptop, and projector, because that's mine. I don't have time to show you how to do all this. Oh, okay, well, I'll just sit in the back of the room. I got some cell phones I got to get set up for people that are here, and but let me know if you need anything.
Let me know. I'll let you know when I can remove my foot from your ass. Oh, sorry.
And well, he walks away, and Justin Bednar, he was the maintenance director. I worked with him. He used to be a construction inspector like I was. I'd worked with him in construction. Justin turns around and looks at me, and he'd get this little sly grin, and he just kind of shot that grin at me. And I looked right at Justin. I go, "What the fuck does that man do me any good for at 5 minutes before the start of the show?"
Right.
He just starts busting up laughing.
15 seconds to launch time.
Carl,
well, I thought of a comeback for that question. Where do you want me to sit?
Right here's a good, perfect chair for you.
On top of a flagpole would be nice.
Yeah.
Make sure you do some spinning too.
Yes, sit,
Carl,
spin, bounce if it tickles.
To answer your question, Carl, there is already podcasts about Munzie.
Ooh, rain just hit here hard.
Are you sure that's not the rocket launch?
Well,
Yeah,
at least
'cause
now
I'm
we have
hearing it
proof it
without
got
the-
off the ground instead of going boom.
Radar hasn't updated yet, but yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
you got a little bit of water coming down.
I think that's what came through here earlier.
Supposed to have thunderstorms tomorrow.
Yeah. I've already got the yard mode. Doesn't do me any good.
Call the wife real quick, make sure she's good out on the side of the road.
Make sure Hookins okay. Tell her hi from us.
Yeah. I couldn't get Zach's link to open, so I just going with the live run. All right, while they're doing that, we'll just bring us back up. I'll bring it back when it comes in to blow up. I mean, land.
And so, yeah, so Carl, there's already podcasts about Munzie, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're driving me to drinking.
I thought about going back to drinking, but shit, that don't make enough. What?
Anyway,
Dan?
they were talking about NASA missions. I heard the other day that they're definitely going to Titan.
Yeah.
That's because there's petroleum there.
Oh, Joe's asking if the missus is okay. Tell her we love her. Be careful.
Is there a wild, wacky show about Munzies with normal people? I think not. I think you've been typecast, dear.
Yeah, apparently it's storming like hell on the job site, and they ain't calling off the work. Foreman
Hey.
thinks they can at least get one lane done tonight.
Wow.
Dumbasses.
We had where I used to work, we had a retired Marine general as our superintendent. And he was one of these type, guys, we got rain suits and all that. But one day it was piss out of a boot, pouring down, thunder, lightning, and the foreman kept the guys out working.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the general comes driving by and he sees it and he turns around and he comes back, calls the foreman over to the car. Door's locked. He goes, come around to his side. He cracked the window down about that much and talked to him for about 20 minutes. And then says, looks awful wet out there, doesn't it? He goes, yeah, I'm about soaked through. He says, don't you think these men need to get out of it too? His name was Richard Kusai. He was a 2-star general. You know what his last duty assignment was? Pilot for Marine One.
Oh.
Phew.
Think he had a little bit of pull?
I do believe I am impressed. Yes.
One thing about him, he wouldn't take shit off nobody. And if you argued with him, he respected you more than if you cowed to him.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, we had there was a project over a decade
Yes.
ago now out on 94. They were pouring concrete and they only had they had 2 trucks left, and this storm just popped up, started pouring down rain. And they were hell bent to try and get those last 2 trucks dumped out. One of the trucks got struck by lightning.
Ooh.
Driver was okay. His pants weren't, but the driver was okay.
It does make a loud noise, I'll tell you.
Well, when you figure, and a few of the workers' pants weren't okay either, because not only did you get the loud boom of a concrete truck getting hit by lightning, all the tires blew out.
What?
Melted the tires.
Didn't melt them.
Every last one of them.
It just heated up the air inside of them real quick. Yeah.
That should have been like a freak accident.
We
That's
had a
what I've ever
lightning
heard of.
strike across the road one time, and we had this long couch at that time, and I was taking a nap. I had to go in for night shift later on. I'd been up for a little while during the morning and catching a nap before night shift, and all of a sudden I heard this ripping, tearing sheet noise, and then the loudest boom I've ever heard in my life, and a tree vanished in the field across the street, and I jumped up so fast that I was stuck like this for about 3 days.
I was picking up some.
I had muscles frozen on one side of my neck. I couldn't straighten my head up.
We
So
used to have a water tower 2 houses up. Well, it'd be about on the lot 3 up from me. I missed our water tower because that thing kept the lightning off of us. But I could tell you if that thing was full or empty when the lightning struck.
Come on.
If it was full, it was a quathong. If it was empty, it's a whoa, 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 whoa.
We
I was at a
had one in
pouring glass
Danielsville.
factory.
We had one in Danielsville water tower. One of the legs gave way, and it fell over. And the city of Danielsville had to pay to have people's basements pumped out. I mean, luckily it didn't hit anybody's house, but all that water.
Oh yeah, came like a river.
About when the tornado hit right next to the water tower, Mom and Dad's. If that would have came down the hill, that would have filled up the creek really quick.
Whoa. Okay. Stuck the landing.
Every time.
It's always off to the right. It's just
they're trying not to burn the center of it out.
Yeah,
they might
but
need
I mean,
it one day.
I've seen like 20 of those landings, and it never lands on the left side. It's always on the right.
Well, it moves around.
Oh, Chris is here.
Maybe the secret is they just keep showing the same video over and over, and how would we know?
I mean, oh, hi, Chris.
And then Tucker's watching, going, "I didn't hear anything."
Nick's twitching, but he doesn't know why.
Oh, Dan, did you see the video of the girl playing Eruption on the violin?
Yes.
I may have.
That was freaking impressive.
I saw it, but I didn't see it after I got on here, so I didn't actually hear it yet.
Oh, it's...
Did you post that on Stupid, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, Dan, you will be impressed. I mean, it is almost note for note Eruption on a violin.
That ain't gonna be easy.
Well, it was also a 6-string violin, but
is that girl, the little Korean-looking girl? That
no, she's American. And then towards the end, I watched the longer video. Towards the end, they zoomed in on this hand, and the rock looked like it was about that big on her finger. On that left hand.
Marriage.
Yep.
And Chris, yes, Facebook is not playing nicely with StreamYard anymore.
Or anybody for that matter.
Well, yeah.
Well, it is going to pages. It's just not going to groups anymore.
Yep.
I wonder.
I think they're trying to do away with groups. Because I got a feeling that'd be the next on the chopping block, don't you, Joe?
I think so. They're killing off all third-party apps for groups. That's kind of puts writing on the wall there that they're going to kill off groups.
Well, what happened is they killed off the rooms. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
They killed off rooms, so everybody went third-party app to get everybody back together and on the group. Of course, they're saying it's because of security reasons, because the private groups were using the third-party apps to communicate nefarious things.
You can't regulate speech with something like that, no.
No.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah, I agree, Chris.
Glad I've already got a MeWe account. I might have to make sure I still have the bookmark somewhere because I never look at it.
I opened me a MeWe account.
That's not all I did. No.
Use the same password that I've always used for just about everything because it's such a unique password, hard to crack.
It's Donna's right.
3 hours later, it kept telling me that's the wrong password.
What was I right about?
No, Donna.
Oh. Sorry.
His password is yes, ma'am. That's
Only way you can find my password is to go through my storage building out back, and I can't even get through it.
Rat turds. That's his password. No, that's Eka spider. That's
Hey, question mark, rat, hashtag turds. 3. That pretty much covers it all, don't it, Joe?
well, you got to do the big letter, little letter thing too. But
Yeah, gotta have at least one capital letter.
That's like my Wi-Fi. It shows up as FBI surveillance van number 27.
Well, that's you hanging out around my damn house. That's what somebody down the street has.
Mine is dark web. My
Next time, Ron.
my password for my Wi-Fi is eat food, get gas.
New Chicago Surveillance Van 1.
My dad, before he became disabled, he actually worked for CoinMock, which is the company that collects coins and stuff for washing machines and dryers and apartment buildings and such. He had a black van with no windows. When the new neighbors moved in next door to us, they thought he worked for some alphabet company for the government. But when he was in downtown Minneapolis, nobody fucked with him because they didn't know what that black van was for either.
So the little grocery store my wife worked for down in La Crosse when we were back in high school, they did deer processing. Only the owner didn't
hold that thought, Joe. Continue.
Me or Joe?
Yes. But they didn't do the deer processing right there at that store. The owner sent someone down to pick up the deer and brought him back up to one of his stores up here in Black Oak. Oh, the guy wasn't thinking about it. He stopped at a car wash after dropping off a whole load and was standing there spraying out the back of the van. And what's coming up but a bunch of red liquid right as a cop goes rolling by.
The fuck?
Yeah, that was a fun one for him to try to explain.
Well, there's a sad story on that. And John, you were probably over in Germany at the time. The Signal Mountain murders.
I remember hearing about it. But.
Yeah. The guy that did it picked up one of the brother-in-laws on the side of the road while they were out looking for him, and he noticed that the back of the truck was washed out. Freshly washed. Yeah,
Well,
that
surprised
was
we didn't have DCFS knocking on our door one night.
There were some Tracy City Mont Eagle murders too, not too long ago. Well, a couple decades ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Now.
When I worked at the shelter, I had a crate in the back of. I have an SUV, and I had a crate back there in case I had to transport a dog. We went to get groceries one night, and we opened up the back hatch of the truck, and I go, "Oh shoot! I forgot the cage for the kids is back here." And this guy was walking behind us as I said that. He stutter stepped. He's like, "I'm like, oh, I was waiting for somebody to knock on the door that night."
Well, now if you say it, they think, "Oh shit, it's just their dog."
Well, and the thing is, they looked, and I'm sure if you just heard the cage for the kids,
yeah,
and there's a crate back there, but yeah. This is why my mouth gets me in trouble when I'm not even trying to be bad or naughty or entendres or whatever. It's just
it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun. I mean, what?
Sorry, just noticed the look on her face.
That just came in stereo, and I was trying to figure out how.
What?
What came in stereo?
That's the first time a look ever came in stereo.
Oh.
No, it's because Joe Bachman and I are both in the other room. So.
And they're coming in almost exact. There's just a hair difference between the two rooms.
Really?
Yep.
And you just gave Joe Dog a new prank.
I got rickrolled last night by my TV again. MTV Classics loves to rickroll me. Just saying.
Oh.
I'd get rid of it.
Well, it's
Oh, damn.
the only channel that plays half decent videos sometimes.
I just
That's
got
what
a text
YouTube's
from
for.
the wife.
Yeah.
They must have gotten worse out on the job site. She just sent me a text going, "Coming home."
Is she coming home? Is she going to be on Last Man Standing?
I have no idea.
Dawn, all you have to do is make a YouTube playlist, and you can see all the videos that you actually like.
But I don't remember
And
half
in
of
order.
them, so that's why I like watching that.
Well, you just keep adding to your playlist as you discover them.
Have a good night, Carl.
Good night,
Good
Carl.
night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
What has John got rolling now?
It's John. Who knows?
Oh boy.
He's rickrolling us on a literally.
On a roll at the bottom.
He's Rick scrolling us is what he's doing.
Bum.
Rick Marquis.
And Dan, I just saw that your Aphelion page will
Aphelion.
Whatever. That damn thing he does, he's been doing for 27 years. With all the authors and crap like that.
Okay, you were saying.
If looks could kill. Oh my goodness.
Yep. It looks like the writers are not going to be able to see the show anymore. So it was a group.
Well, make you a Facebook or a YouTube page and let everybody know.
I've got a YouTube page. We're broadcasting to it.
Yeah.
Well, not right
well
this
for
minute,
your other one.
Oh, for Aphelion?
Yeah.
He doesn't even want to say it now.
I've actually got like 2 YouTube pages now just for me, and I keep trying to figure out which one I'm posting to this time.
But yeah,
they
now
won't let me transfer stuff from one to the other, so I can close out the one that's hardly ever used.
Well, here's an idea. Let your authors also do their voiceover and make audiobooks for their stories. And then post that to the YouTube.
That would be a good idea. Or if they wanted to get paid, they could open up a Bandcamp account like I did.
Yeah.
And
Well, Dawn's tapping her watch. She's tired of this shit, so she's wanting us to go.
Well, we do have
my
1 minute left.
Yeah. All right. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed, and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled, and soared, and swung, high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along, and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.